Well, the stage is set for a battle of prestige in Bengal's Nandigram seat. It's the seat everyone's talking about. And West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is returning to Nandigram for the first time since the TMC released its list of 291 candidates on Friday. At around 3 p.m, she's scheduled to hold a meeting with party workers in her constituency, thereby officially launching her campaign in this prestigious seat. The Nandigram contest is being seen as the biggest one in the Bengal election this time. Mamata is pitted against her former confidant Shuvendu Adhikari, who's been named BJP candidate from the Nandigram seat. Shuvendu has exuded confidence of his victory, saying that Mamata might be occupying a big post, but she's not a mass leader. While Mamata will be filing her nomination tomorrow, Shuvendu will do the same later this week on Friday.
আমি নন্দীগ্রামে লড়ছি আমি যখন কথা দিই কথা রাখি কিন্তু এবারে আমি ভবানী ভুক্তা আমার সহকর্মী শোভনদেব চট্টোপাধ্যায় তার বাড়ি এখানে তিনি বক্সিং ক্লাব থেকে শুরু করে এপাড়ায় মানুষ হয়েছেন আমি নন্দীগ্রাম থেকে দাঁড়াবো
আপনারা এই সিট জিতাবেন আর আমি চললাম নন্দীগ্রামে মাননীয়াকে হারিয়ে কলকাতা ফেরত পাঠাতে হবে ফেরত পাঠাতে হবে কলকাতা এই গুরু দায়িত্ব বিজেপি দিয়েছে আমি পালন করব যে লক্ষণ সেটকে হারাতে পারে সুশান্ত ঘোষকে হারাতে পারে কিষেনজিকে অতীত করতে পারে সেই শুভেন্দু অধিকারী নন্দীগ্রামও পারবে আমি তো নন্দীগ্রামের ভূমিপুত্র আমি তো মাটির ছেলে আর উনি হলেন অতিথি 5 বছর অন্তর অন্তর তার নন্দীগ্রামের কথা মনে পড়ে
And while addressing his first rally at Kolkata's iconic Brigade Parade ground, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also took a jibe at West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, saying that his scooty is destined to fall in Nandigram.
जब आपकी स्कूटी भवानीपुर जाने के बाद बदल नंदीग्राम की तरफ मुड़ गई अब दीदी हम तो हर किसी का भला चाहते हम नहीं चाहते किसी को चोट आए लेकिन जब स्कूटी ने नंदीग्राम में गिरना तय किया है तो हम क्या करें
As political temperatures soar in Bengal, new slogans, jingles, posters have caught the imagination of people and netas alike. Khela Hobe or the game is on slogan can be heard in almost every rally of Mamata Banerjee. But the Prime Minister, while addressing his rally in Kolkata the day before, which was on Sunday, has given Mamata's slogan a new spin, turning it into Khela Khatam. Here's how the slogan war is playing out in Bengal.
Khela Hobe. This one phrase has caught the imagination of the neta and the voter in Bengal. It is the pet slogan for TMC leaders challenging the BJP, with Mamata Banerjee leading the way. Just to sample a few occasions, the Bengal CM roared Khela Hobe while addressing a rally on International Women's Day in Kolkata on Monday.
খেলা হবে জিততে হবে বিজেপি কে চাই না দাঙ্গাবাজদের চাই না
A day earlier, Mamata dared Prime Minister Narendra Modi for a one-on-one debate using the same catchphrase.
বাংলা নিয়ে ইলেকশনের আগে নরেন্দ্র মোদি তুমি 1-to-1 মমতা ব্যানার্জির সাথে করো 1-to-1 তুমি কত খেলতে পারো আর আমি কত খেলতে পারি দেখা যাবে খেলায় हम लड़ेंगे हम करेंगे हम जीतेंगे मोदी को हराएंगे भारत से हटाएंगे बीजेपी को हटाएंगे और जो हमसे टकराता है वो चूर-चूर हो जाता है
And the BJP is replying in the same language. Holding his biggest rally in the state, Prime Minister Narendra Modi used Mamata's poll slogan to accuse her government of corruption.
ये लोग कह रहे हैं इस बार खेला होबे ये लोग तो अनुभवी खिलाड़ी हैं ये खूब खेलना जानते हैं इन्होंने खूब खेला भी है कितने ही घोटाले करके बंगाल के गरीबों को लूटा गया है, बंगाल की संपदा को लूटा गया है। आपने क्या बाकी छोड़ा है? आशोल परिवर्तन का मंत्र।
The Prime Minister also gave a new spin to the slogan, turning it to Khela Shesh or game over for TMC.
अब ये नहीं चलेगा, अब ये खेल नहीं चलेगा। अब हर तरफ से एक ही आवाज है, टीएमसी का खेला शेष।
A crossfire of slogans, posters and jingles has brought new energy in battleground Bengal. Khela Hobe slogan came close on the heels of TMC launching Bangla Nijer Make a Chai or Bengal wants its own daughter slogan, adding to the shrill insider versus outsider debate. BJP was quick to counter it with its own poster featuring women leaders of the party and captioning it, BJP wants its own daughter, not auntie. The Saffron Party also came up with Pishi Jao song that means Bengal wants to get rid of Mamta. The song was inspired by famous 19th century Italian communist song Bella Ciao. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's get you the latest updates this morning on the Tamil Nadu elections. The AIMIM has entered now into the poll fray, interestingly in an alliance with TTV Dinakaran's AMMK in the state. The AIMIM has finalized a seat-sharing agreement with Dinakaran's party and will contest 3 seats in the state. Owaisi is set to address a press conference in this regard today. The seats that have been allotted to the AIMIM include Vaniambadi, Krishnagiri as well as Sankarapuram. After finalizing the agreement, TTV Dinakaran called for a mega meeting that will be happening on March 12th in Chennai. The gathering will be attended by Asaduddin Owaisi as well. In 2016, AIMIM had contested from Vaniambadi constituency as well and had managed to poll about 10,000 votes.
What is the situation in Tamil Nadu, sir?
Tamil Nadu will definitely contest, and tomorrow I will tell you one development is going to happen. I'll let you know by tomorrow.
Aligning with DMK is an option?
I will tell you tomorrow.
So it's clear from these developments that Asaduddin Owaisi is no longer just a leader from Hyderabad. He's now focusing on expanding his party AIMIM's presence in other southern states. You look at what's happening in Andhra as well as now in Tamil Nadu. Owaisi has already made inroads in Gujarat, Maharashtra as well as importantly in Bihar. Here's our report on how Owaisi is now expanding his political ambitions.
Once taunted as Hyderabad's Mohalla leader, who fancies himself as a national leader, he is now spreading his wings for real. From Hyderabad, AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi has made inroads into Gujarat, Maharashtra, Bihar, and now is out on a mission south.
गुजरात की विधान सभा के करोड़ दीवारों को इंसाफ का नाम लेकर उन दीवारों को हिला के रख दे, ये मेरा मकसद है।
Throwing up a surprise, the AIMIM has just entered into an alliance with Shashikala and TTV Dinakaran's AMMK for 3 Tamil Nadu assembly seats, Vaniambadi, Krishnagiri and Sankarapuram. Tamil Nadu has been on Owaisi's mind for a while now. In 2016, when the AIMIM tried its luck in Tamil Nadu, contesting 2 seats, it was not seen as a potent force. However, the AIMIM managed to poll about 10,000 votes from Vaniambadi, the constituency it contested. Earlier this year, the DMK tried to forge ties with AIMIM in the state, but was forced to retreat due to pressure from its Muslim allies Indian Union Muslim League and Manitanaya Makkal Kachchi. But it is not just Tamil Nadu. After successfully retaining 44 seats in the fiercely contested Hyderabad civic polls, the party is now eyeing the neighbouring state of Andhra Pradesh.
बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट से, दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट से डिमांड करता हूं।
Contesting civic polls in Kurnool, Anantapur and Vijayawada. So far, it has attracted large crowds.
10 तारीख को आप जब अपने घर से पूरे इत्मीनान के साथ निकलकर अपना एक वोट मजलिस इत्तेहादुल मुस्लिमीन के हक में डालेंगे, ये इलेक्शन छोटा दिख रहा है वाईएसआरसीपी को, मगर मैं ये देख रहा हूं कि आंध्र प्रदेश में हम एक तारीख रकम करेंगे। यहां से हमारे सियासी सफर का आगाज होगा इंशाअल्लाह।
While the elections may not see the AIMIM make the kind of splash it made in Bihar, OAC is already planning ahead, looking to contest the 2023 assembly elections in Karnataka. The districts in North Karnataka, which were once part of the old Hyderabad state ruled by the Nizam, are in particular on the radar. OAC announced the name of Ilyas Seth as the AIMIM candidate from Gulbarga North, an indication that despite the allegations, he is keen to explore opportunities on new political turf. From Bengal in east to Tamil Nadu, Andhra and Karnataka in south, is OAC playing the vote cutter as his detractors allege, or he's simply a force to reckon with? With T.S. Sudhir and Ashish, Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, the MK Stalin and Kamal Hassan face-off continues. After accusing the DMK of copying his ideas in the party's vision document, Kamal Hassan has sharpened his attack on DMK President MK Stalin. Kamal slammed Stalin, saying that he's a blot on former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Kalaignar Karunanidhi's legacy. The Eminem chief also rejected the charge of insulting Karunanidhi with his recent comment on a wheelchair, saying that if he had wanted to insult Karunanidhi, he would have just said the words MK Stalin. Remember, last month, Kamal had irked Karunanidhi supporters by saying he doesn't want to serve people while being wheelchair bound. He said later that his comment was not directed towards Karunanidhi.
What did you mean by saying that you just have to say MK Stalin to insult Karunanidhi?
Well, that statement itself is self-explanatory. தாக்குதல் அவமானம்ங்கிறது என்ன சொன்னாங்க, நான் அவரை அவமானப்படுத்திட்டேன், அவமானப்படுத்தணும்னா இப்படி கூட சொல்லி இருக்கலாம்ங்கிறது தான் சொன்னேன். இது தனி மனித தாக்குதல் இல்லாம யாரு அரசியல் பண்றாங்க இன்னைக்கு? நான் இதை ஒன்னும் அகௌரவமான விஷயம் இல்லையே, தானே.
Moving on to some other stories, amid growing speculation about a leadership change in Uttarakhand, Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat met BJP President JP Nadda in the capital. The Chief Minister, however, referred to this as a routine meet. Sources told India Today that the big political churn comes after reports of a sagging image of the Rawat government coupled with unrest among a section of MLAs reached the BJP's top brass's ears. Sources moreover told India Today that the High Command has received several negative reports from the ground on the quality of arrangements made for the Kumbh, which the top brass felt was a huge opportunity to showcase the party ahead of the state assembly polls next year. BJP in a damage control mode has already dispatched former Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Raman Singh and National General Secretary Dushyant Gautam to the state capital for an on-the-ground assessment of what's really happening.
ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. अपने केंद्रीय नेतृत्व से मिलने के लिए हर स्टेट के जो माननीय मुख्यमंत्री गण हैं वो आते रहते हैं. हमारा स्टेट तो इतना नज़दीक है कि हम आधे घंटे में दिल्ली पहुंच जाते हैं. तो इसलिए हमारे कभी कभी मंत्रीगण आ जाते हैं केंद्रीय मंत्रियों से काम कराने के लिए. सीएम साहब अगर केंद्र ने कभी बुलाया तो उनसे मिलने के लिए आ जाते हैं. इसलिए कोई तकलीफ नहीं है, दिक्कत नहीं है, सब सामान्य है, ऑल इज़ वेल.
ये सारा जो जोड़ तोड़ है उसका एक ही मकसद है, किसी तरीके से एंटी इनकम्बेंसी से बचा जाए. मगर मैं एक बात साफ कर देना चाहता हूं कि उत्तराखंड राजनीतिक अस्थिरता को थोपने वालों को माफ नहीं करेगा. क्योंकि आखिर आप सरकार चला रहे हैं तो आपको ही अकाउंटेबल बनाया जाएगा ना. जो ये भाजपा का खेल है, इस खेल को जनता समझ रही है और मैं समझता हूं कि भाजपा ऐसा दुस्साहस नहीं करेगी कि वो राजनीतिक अस्थिरता पैदा करे.
Weeks after an explosive-laden car was found near Ambani's house in Mumbai, followed by also the mysterious death of the SUV owner, there's a full-blown face-off between the centre and the Maharashtra government. The centre handed over the probe to the NIA, triggering a very sharp reaction from Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray.
The Ambani bomb scare is now a full-blown state versus centre battle. Days after an SUV with explosive material was found outside the house of India's richest man, the Union Home Ministry has handed over the case to the National Investigative Agency. This has triggered an angry reaction from the Maharashtra Chief Minister.
ATS कडे हा तपास आम्ही दिलेला आहे. जर का त्या व्यतिरिक्त NIA कडे हा तपास घेण्याचा डाव केंद्राचा असेल म्हणजे नक्कीच ह्याच्यामध्ये काहीतरी त्यांचं काळबेर आहे आणि हे काळबेर आम्ही सुद्धा जो काही तपास करतोय त्या तपासातून आम्ही उघड केल्याशिवाय राहणार नाही.
The BJP has welcomed the centre's decision.
राज्य सरकार से ये चाहते थे क्योंकि इसमें टेरर एंगल है तो टेरर एंगल के कारण वो जाना चाहिए था.
The probe took a big twist on Friday when the owner of the SUV, Mansukh Hiren, was found dead in a Thane creek. The anti-terrorism squad, which was handed the case on Friday, had filed an FIR for alleged criminal conspiracy, murder, and attempt to destroy evidence.
मनसुख हिरेन इनके मृत्यु का जो गूढ़ है उसका पूरा इन्वेस्टिगेशन करके महाराष्ट्र पुलिस जो भी कोई इसमें आरोपी होगा उसको सजा देंगी.
This is not the first time the Union government and Maharashtra are clashing over an investigation. The CBI probe into Sushant Singh Rajput's death had also triggered a centre versus state war. With politics raging once again, the question is, will the truth emerge in one of the most sensational cases this year? With Mustafa Sheikh in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's get to our special segment, the good, bad and ugly news in the fight against coronavirus.
Here is the good news of the day. Following a rather sluggish start of the vaccination drive in the country, which is the largest vaccination drive in the world, India's drive has increased and jumped fourfold almost. Vaccinations have crossed 2 crore right now, and the pace is picking up even further as more registrations are happening, is what the government says. The bad news of the day when it comes to the COVID-19 pandemic, the country in totality is reporting almost 19,000 new cases, and this points to the direction that the infection and the pandemic is far from declining in the country. Maharashtra alone is reporting more than 11,000 new cases on a daily basis. And here is the ugly news of the day when it comes to the pandemic. There are new areas of concern across the country. It's not just Maharashtra and Kerala and Tamil Nadu that are in fact reporting a high number of cases, but Delhi also, Haryana, Punjab, Gujarat, all of these states are reporting a high number of cases. These states had continued to report a decline in cases sometime around the end of January and the beginning of February, but things have changed rapidly over the last few days.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.